I think that's a sound we can all get into at this point. Oh. Dandy Brewing Company from Calgary. I approve. Hey everybody, Nathan Elson here, and welcome to the very first episode of How I Got the Shot. Now, the way that this actually came to be was I have a lot of people asking for more behind the scenes videos. And I realized that oftentimes when I'm shooting, I'll set up a camera to record a lot of the behind the scenes, but I get so involved in the shoot that I kind of forget about that and I don't end up creating much in terms of content. But I was going through a lot of the images that I've shot over the past year, a lot of my favorite portraits, and I realized I have all of these behind the scenes clips showing the lighting setup, showing me shooting, but they weren't enough on their own to actually create a video. So what I realized is I could actually take these video clips, sit down with you here, have a beer, show you the actual behind the scenes clip, explain to you what I was doing with the lighting, then take you in, show you the post-production and how I end up with the final image, and then just wrap it up in a nice little bow of a video, if you will. So with that, this is the portrait I created, and now I'm gonna take you guys through how I got the shot. All right, so here we are in my studio, and I'm using a 3-light setup for this shot. Now these back 2 lights, these are actually acting as my main light. What they're doing is they're actually firing into the backdrop, and that backdrop is actually what's lighting the model. That's what's causing all of this wraparound light. Everything that you see in these areas, all in here, that's all from the light hitting the backdrop and then wrapping around the model. Now this 3rd light here, which is my Profoto large deep umbrella with the diffusion panel, that's acting as my fill. And what that's doing is filling in these darker areas just so that they're not falling into complete darkness and you're still getting a lot of that detail. So it gives us a few different options when we get into post. Now I'm shooting with my Nikon D800 with my Sigma 85mm art, and I'm tethering into Capture One Pro. Now the reason that I shoot captured a lot of the time is that it allows me to actually go through the images and I can see what's happening on the laptop as we're shooting. We can go through, we can look, see what works, see what angles work best, and we can actually see what the images look like in black and white while we're shooting them, being that that was the entire concept for this shoot. It just makes everything a whole lot easier, allows the model to see what they're doing. Everybody's happy when they can see the work. And from there, we just continue to create. So now that we've seen that, let's take you into Capture One. It's loading. All right, here we go. All right guys, so here we are in Capture One. And I've pulled up 3 images. I'm pretty sure that you saw her hit all 3 of these poses in that short behind the scenes clip that I showed you guys. But we're gonna work on this one here. This is the one that, I essentially started with at the beginning of the video. So I'll take you guys through a little bit of the process on how I edit these images in Capture One. Now, I do have my own presets. There's certain types of light that I like to use. So I've just created styles that allow me to quickly edit these types of images. Now, for this type of look, the sun-kissed looks really great. It just kind of gives us this nice, warm, sunny feeling. If we kind of come in and look at this, it's a really nice look. But again, I was going black and white. That was the entire concept for this image. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna select my focus. Now with this type of lighting, focus is a style that I just know works. But I am gonna make a couple of quick adjustments here. I am going to just make it a tiny bit more contrasty, nothing too major. And I'm gonna bring in my highlights just a little bit on the dynamic range, just because I am losing a little bit in the highlights with that color conversion. So we're gonna bring that up just a touch there, just to bring that hair back in and the area around her face. With the clarity, it looks great. I'm just gonna actually bump it down just a little bit. It's a little bit much. But as you can see here, it gives us really nice darks and lights. We still get detail in all of the shadows. Everything looks fantastic. Nothing is blowing out. A nice thing that you guys can do here is you can click on this and this will give you what is true white. Now, obviously with this conversion and with lights being up here a little bit, it is going to fall off a little bit down at the bottom. It's an easy fix, but as you can see, we're still getting true white, which is what we wanted in this image, while still retaining these dark areas. So now that we've got the quick color grade done, I'm gonna take you guys into Photoshop and just do the final retouch. Okay, and here we are in Photoshop. Now I'm just gonna bring this in full size. Now Angelina's got basically perfect skin, but even with perfect skin in this type of lighting, you're still going to see little dimples, little things that show up. So what I typically do is I just come in here and I grab the healing brush and I'll just go through and I'll just remove anything that is sort of just sticking out, getting in the way. Little quick touch-ups here, nothing too aggressive. Little short brush strokes just to make sure that you're not messing up the skin texture or anything like that. And I've got, this is the image that just came out of Capture One, and this is the edited image, just to kind of see how, you know, we go through and we take out all the little bumps, different things like that. Nothing that's too labor intensive. But the other thing that I always do is I always come in and I do a dodge and burn. Now, I've got this set up as a dodge and burn action, and I'll link this in the description below. You just click onto the dodge and burn action. You come in, you make sure either your dodge or burn are selected, that you've got your paintbrush selected, that you're on white because the layer is black, and you want to change your flow to 5%. Now what that does is it allows you to do brush strokes over top of the image without going full pressure. So it's essentially like a paintbrush. You can go a little bit deeper with it, or you can kind of draw back a little bit. It just gives you a lot more control. So now that we've got our brush set at 5%, we're just going to go through, I'm going to click onto the dodge. I'm just going to go through and get rid of all these kind of natural little color variations in the skin. And again, rather than you guys watching me go through all this, I'll just show you, it doesn't look like you're doing much, but if you click it on and off, you can actually see that, you know, you're actually doing quite a bit with these little brush strokes. And if you just kind of come in, keep going through. And again, it doesn't look like much happened there, but if you click this on and off, you can see that we actually changed quite a bit of the image. Now, if I just kind of show you guys here, if I come in and I show you what the actual retouched image is, you can kind of see a lot of those skin variations are gone. I don't like to go too deep into it because I don't want the skin to look fake, but just enough to kind of smooth everything out, just make it look just a little bit more fine-tuned and get rid of anything that might be just a touch bit glaring. And that's it. That's the final image there for you guys. And there we go, the very first episode of how I got the shot. Now I really enjoyed making this video. It was fun, just grabbing a beer, sitting down, walking you guys through the process. If you guys would like to see more of these videos, please let me know. I'm probably gonna make them anyway because like I was saying, I did enjoy doing this. But if you guys have any questions about anything, use the comments box down below, that's what it's there for. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet already, please do. I'd very much appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Cheers.